I'm Doc.
And I'm Original J. Together, we're Lucky Boy Beard Company.
Buckle up. We're doing beard stuff. So we're on about
I'm going to give ourselves a visual here.
you want me to put my phone up with a timer?
Nah, this will work fine. Right there, it's quarter after. We'll just have that little visual reference in front of us.
Okay.
It's good enough. Ready when you are.
It's weird with somebody in
Yeah, there's like pressure.
presence. Yeah,
It's
it's
like
so weird.
now we like have to do good.
All right. So hey, Original J, what's happening?
Not much, man.
We're drinking some beer today.
We're drinking beer today. We're going to go back. I think we've only done it once before, but we're going to do beer today instead of whiskey.
I'm excited about this because I don't know these guys, and I do like a good porter or black ale.
So this is made in England, and there's only one place you can get it in the States. The importer is a small little brewery in Oxford. They're the sole importer for this. It's called Old Engine Oil. It is a black ale. See if I can get that in front of the camera a little bit. Really neat. As stout drinkers, this kind of caught my attention. So I said, fuck it, we'll grab this and we'll give it a try.
Beer ingenuity.
Ingenuity. Yep.
Love that.
Viscous, chocolatey, and roasty.
Nice.
It's this. The branding was just cool. It
It's
just
so cool.
I couldn't pass it up.
Well, let's crack this
Let's
open
do it,
and
yeah.
see what's happening.
We got our proprietary Lucky Boy rocks glasses instead of a pint glass, but it'll do.
Well, we should be drinking it in a porter glass if we were la ti da, but we're not, so we're drinking it out of this. Oh. Nice head. Everybody likes good head.
Everybody likes good head.
Is that over the line?
Well, not if we leave it there. But if we go any further, it might be.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little crazy there with my pour, but nice roasty smell to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That is very nice.
That's a campfire beer in the fall, man. That's good right there.
Oh, and it doesn't have any of that sort of too bitter at the end.
Right, that bitter twang that sometimes follows a porter.
It's there like it should be, but
Like that,
but
I think
not too
that
far, yeah.
comes from the malt, but yeah, that it's there. It's got the maltiness, nice caramel maltiness to it, but yeah, that's good shit. Good pick, Jay.
Well done, sir. Well done. Oh yeah, that's nice. I could drink that all day long.
Well, there's two more, so we can make it go a little further. Yeah, imported, bottled, brewed and bottled by Harveystown Brewery in Scotland. Imported by
Oh, it's from Scotland,
imported
so we
by
know it's not crap.
Be United, Oxford, Connecticut. OEC Brewery, I think is the name of the place. OEC Brewery in Oxford, right around the corner from Black Hog.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Great.
two quick stops right next to each other. Black
Great.
Hog's a great place. We've been there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. But you know what? We should make a run out to this brewery. You have a tasting room?
Yeah. We were there last night,
Fantastic.
Amy and I. That was a good find.
So good. So what'd you bring for cigars?
So we have had a couple.
Once again, let's just note it's happy day for me because Original J brought both the libation and the cigar. What's better than a good cigar and a good libation is
Free.
somebody else's good cigar and libation that they're sharing with you. So, yeah, what do we got?
Well, we've had good luck with Carlos Tarano cigars in the past. We've had the Exodus 1959. We've had,
So good.
I forget what the other one was. This one's a Noventa. I have not tried this one myself.
Once again, here you are hovering around the dark side.
Yeah. Once you go, never mind. I'll leave that one alone.
Once again, smooth right off the top, very rich and flavorful. But, you know, if you're smoking a cheaper, less well-made cigar, you might get that same deep rich, but it just falls apart as it unfolds in your mouth. Right?
Yeah, so I'm starting to recognize a difference between full-bodied and medium-bodied and full-flavored. Body is not always the same as the flavor depth. And I'm starting to recognize some of that. So like the Wrath, the Oliva Wrath we've had before.
Yeah.
To me, that's a full-bodied smoke, but not a full-flavored smoke. And I don't know how to describe this, right? So to me, it's about mouthfeel, how the smoke feels in mouth, as opposed to how it tastes. So I'm starting to sense a difference in body relative to the differences in flavor, if that makes any sense to you at all.
Yeah. You know, for me, like I notice, is it smooth or is it harsh? Is it, and I think that has to do a lot, and I'm no expert. I think it has a lot to do with the curing process, how long it's cured, how well it's cured, you know, and even before that, the quality of the leaf
The specific
and the origins of the leaf.
tobacco itself, correct?
All that stuff is wizardry to me. It's like, does it taste good in my mouth? Does it burn well? Does it have a good room note? Now I smoke also pipes. Maybe one day I'll bring my pipe in and we'll, you know, I'll do a pipe instead of a cigar. But room note is a fun thing because depending on what you're smoking, it gives a specific experience to the people in the room. So, you know, and that changes depending on what you're smoking. I don't know how much. If you're not a cigar smoker, do you sense a room note change from cigar to cigar, or is it just, oh, that smells good?
So, spending a lot of time in the lounges, I don't tend to notice changes in the room when people come and go and different cigars are being smoked. I just get that cigar smoke smell. I don't get a room note change.
Right.
Obviously, I do when I smoke it, but not in the after smoke, if that's even a word.
Yeah. Let's call it a word.
Let's call it a word.
After smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So, you know, one of the things I love about this engine oil is it harkens, you know, to something that we kind of hold as an ethos, you know, we're into cars and bikes and you know, the smell of gasoline and, you know, motor oil, right? And that kind of speaks to that. Do you service your own bike?
I do a lot on my own bike, and I'm capable of doing more than I do. Time is my biggest factor.
You are a busy man.
And a lot of times, you know, in the winter, I do a lot. I'll wrench on our trucks at work. I'll do all the stuff that I would normally send out for because I have the time to do it. But in the summer, time is precious. And I would rather pay somebody, even if it's just a simple fluids change,
Right.
to just drop it off, have it done, and I'm working, I'm productive, and I'm able to grab the bike and go from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm capable of doing most of it myself. I don't necessarily like to, because it just means I'm getting tied up and not riding. And I'd rather ride in my free time than wrench in my free time.
True. Yeah, I think, you know, I'm in no way any kind of great mechanic. My oldest son is a friggin' genius with a wrench on anything. Um, my youngest son, it was important to me that he gets his hands dirty.
Mhm.
He's a musician. You know, his career right now is high school. So, you
Mhm.
know, he works in a grocery store. None of those things are traditionally challenging. Well, the music is obviously challenging. The school's challenging, but
And he's a great musician,
he is a great musician.
great
Maybe
guitar player.
maybe one day we'll bring him in and have him riff behind us while we. Wouldn't that be fun?
He can lead us in and
He
then
could-
lead us out.
He could.
Yeah,
He could. That would be fun. I'll ask him. I'm sure.
we'll record a new intro.
I want to record a new intro
Mhm.
with him on his one of his classic SGs or something.
Mhm.
But anyway, like you, I do what I can, and I've done some pretty in-depth stuff, but I did it as a project to loop my son Dylan into wrenching. Like I want him to know how to change oil and
Mhm.
change a tire. He's about to start driving. He's been driving, but he's about to be fully licensed, and I want him to know how to do those things, even if he only ever calls AAA or whatever. I want him to know how to do it. And as I said, I'm not a great mechanic, but I am a YouTube certified Harley mechanic. and my last bike, which was an '07 Road King, kind of semi cholo style, 18-inch apes, extended pipes. I still miss that bike. But I needed to do some work on that. I had a starter going bad, and I wanted to replace the clutch with a 6-plate clutch for performance.
Mhm.
And so Dylan and I watched YouTube videos on how to do it, and he did 90% of the wrenching on there. We put it up in the lift.
Well, it's easier to sit back and drink if you've got somebody else doing it.
That's right. Nothing. The only thing better than working on your own bike is having your kid work on it while you give him pointers. And so he did. He pulled the starter, rebuilt the Bendix and gear on the starter, pulled the clutch, rebuilt the clutch plate by plate, reset the tensioner, reassembled the entire bike, and I have this on video, as quick GoPro quick videos. And then the win at the end was him starting the bike up, and that was just a great project. And to do that with him, and various friends stopped by, but everybody got it. Like I didn't have to say, don't give them too much. Everybody knew,
Mhm.
it's like, go find the socket for this. We did send him off looking for a 10 millimeter socket because, hey, you got to razz the new kid, right?
You should have had him go to the store. Well, he couldn't drive yet,
Yeah.
but you should have brought him to the store and told him to go in and get blinker fluid. I mean, who doesn't get fucked by that once in their early wrenching career?
Right. I was in the Navy, so the joke there was, go get a bucket of steam. So, but anyway, yeah, it was a great experience, and he loved doing it.
Mhm.
Like, he's not a kid you have to you set the task and he does the task.
Mhm.
If he has questions, he asks.
Right.
I hand him a task to do, and he figures it out. If he doesn't understand what the fitting is, I tell him what the fitting is,
Mhm.
and he goes to the tool chest and he finds it.
Right.
Uh,
And that's the way it should be, because even if you don't use those skills down the road, having the basic operating knowledge as a consumer saves you from getting burned.
right. And what he learned from that is he learned that he can, he can figure out how to do anything. He can figure out, like, if he needs to do something mechanically,
Mhm.
he can figure it out.
Yeah.
And we didn't handhold him.
Mhm.
We're like, all right, these are the clutch plates. You got to pre-soak them. They go in this direction. Pay attention when you pull the old ones out.
Yeah.
And put them back the same way. And, you know, he just did it. But then, you know, we had to do torque wrench stuff. I showed him how to set a torque wrench, and I told him what the numbers were. And I'm like, get on it. And he did it. So,
I've got this great torque wrench system. You're gonna love it.
uh,
When you put the wrench on, it's the 1 finger tight, 2 finger tight, 3 finger tight, or 4 finger tight. There's a direct conversion to foot pounds per inch or whatever the hell it is. But
Yeah.
I forget it offhand, but it's a great method.
yeah,
Works every time.
Yeah, that's why I had to tap out the Torx nut on the derby cover of my current bike, because the last a-hole used your finger method.
No,
To-
I think
to-
they
to
use the
torque.
2 veiner method. That's how many veins pop out of your neck as you're pulling down on it.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, so wrenching on the bikes, I think everybody that owns a bike, or everybody that owns a hot rod or a rat rod or any kind of car guy, you got to do some wrenching.
Well, it's a sense of pride too, right? Because now you're making it yours. You're becoming part of the bike
Exactly.
with all the skin and knuckles and blood you leave behind. So on the same note, not with the bikes, but as my girls were growing up and they started driving, when there were problems with the cars, I didn't just take it to the mechanic, like when it needed brakes or a flat tire. I said, okay, here's what you're going to do. And you're going to do it. Now, come full circle, a couple months ago, my daughter's down at school and her friend, her car gets a flat tire. So I get this call in the evening. Guess what? Guess what? I mean, this is awesome. This is a proud daddy moment here.
Yeah.
She goes, my friend had a flat tire. I took her car, jacked it, changed it, put her spare on, and taught her how to do it. Now my daughter's like 90 pounds soaking wet. And
And there were probably boys around that didn't know how to do it.
yeah, probably. Yep.
Here's the funny thing. So the level of empowerment you gifted her
Mm-hmm.
was just exponentially increased when she gifted it to somebody else, to
Yeah.
another girl.
Mhm.
And it's like, I think that's so important. You know, we have it, not to diss the current generation, but everybody's talking about how they expect everything to be given to them.
Mhm.
And, you know, you see all these YouTube videos of kids in this age misbehaving and, you know, just being, what's the word, entitled.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that happened, because
Oh, I do.
my
That's
kids,
a whole hour-long discussion.
but my kids grew up in the same generation, and I couldn't imagine any of them behaving in that way. Not my older kids, which were a previous generation to that, or my younger kids, which are in this generation.
And,
Like,
and I'm with you. I can't see my kids being that way either. But look at the society as a whole. I mean, this goes back to, let's say, the 80s or the 90s. And I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole. But this goes back to, okay, there's no more dodgeball because the slow kid gets hit with the ball first and he's always out of the game. There's no more picking teams for a sport because, well, the last guy that got picked, well, he's got his feelings hurt because he was the last guy. In my opinion, that motivates you to be better.
Sure.
And now there's trophies, participation trophies for everything in the 90s. You're creating this equality and entitlement mentality in these kids by not creating good and bad and skill and not skill, however you want to look at it.
Well, I kind of see it a little differently. I think that each of us as fathers and mothers want to do better than our parents did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I grew up in an age.
And we want our kids to do better yet again.
Right. The
Yep.
job of the parent is to hold the child up so that they can reach a higher brass ring than you reached, in my opinion. But so I think that mistakenly and short-sightedly, trying to make life better for our children in many ways made it too easy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my pet peeves in the modern world is like the lawyers got involved and the risk managers got involved, and now everybody's bubble wrapped. You know, I saw somebody say recently in response to something, they're like, life is tough, wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you're going to get banged up, just like deal with it, you know? That's the
But there
kind
is
of,
no dealing with it anymore. Nobody
Right.
has the ability.
however, my kids have gotten banged up and they deal with it. I'm not saying that's because I'm a special great father. I'm saying that in
Because
spite
you
of
instilled the right principles in them as they were developing.
in spite of the current trend in society, there is still an opportunity in little ways to teach your kids how to be self-dependent, self-reliant, and to expect that nobody's coming.
Mhm,
Like my kids know I'm coming.
mhm.
They have to pick up the phone. I don't care what it is, I'm there.
Yep.
And if I need to roll 3 deep, 5 deep, 10 deep, I'll roll. I'll do whatever I have to do. So they know that.
Mhm.
But their first thing is not come help me, come do this for me. Their first thing is how do I fix this? What do I need to do to
Right,
fix it?
but before you get there, they're still on their own.
Yeah,
So they need to be enabled.
that's right. And so how do we do it? So we got way down a rabbit hole. But how do we do that? Well, we give them tasks, we give them challenges. We don't hand them it. My philosophy with my son in particular is like, that was good. What could have made it better?
Mhm.
Like that was good. So I'm not this idea of participation trophy. I understand that when you're like 6 or 4 or 3, that's because you want to reward them for participating. Like beyond that, there shouldn't be, if you're playing high school football, there shouldn't be a participation trophy for that.
Yeah,
You
we're
know?
not all winners.
Not everybody's a winner.
Yeah.
And a child becoming a man or woman in the modern world need to understand that you're not always going to win. It's what you do with the loss that matters.
Mhm.
The idea of fail forward.
Mhm.
That's what I try to instill in my kids.
Yeah.
Um,
And that goes back to my statement. If you're not the last kid to get picked for the team, then you don't have the motivator to do better. So it's the same principle, fail forward, right? Take that last place pick and use it as a way of motivating yourself to improve yourself to be not the last one picked next time.
And that kind of goes into our theme of 2024 being officially the year of the beard. See how I'm segueing there?
Yeah, you got to explain this one to me a little bit.
Right. So
I'm anxiously awaiting this parallel, Rob.
So our viewers have beards or are people who love their bearded men.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all at a stage of our beard game. The bearded brethren are
Or beard evolution.
evolution.
Might
Exactly.
be a stretch, but it's a word.
Sure, let's go with that.
Run with it.
We have a chance in 2024, since it is the official year of the beard, to
Copyright 2024 Ricky Bobby Industries, all rights reserved.
we might get flagged for just saying that because that's something from okay. So to take their beard game to the next level, to start using simple products and methods to make your beard look great and healthy, and or to go beyond the basics into whole other game
Mhm.
level,
Mhm.
right? And so yeah, it's let's go for the brass ring. Let's not sit idle with what we have. How are we going to be better in 2024?
Empower yourself to be better.
Not just with your beard, but with your life. Go get some.
You're getting deep now.
I am. And on that note, unless you have anything else to say,
I just want to say, because nobody on that side of the camera knows that not only are we in the secret undisclosed location, 38.5 meters below a brothel,
a brothel.
it converted last weekend.
That's right.
But
The
this is
speakeasy
our-
went out of business. It's a brothel
Right.
now.
This is our first episode in front of a live studio audience. Hi, John.
What's up, fellas?
Well done, John. Salat Shabbat.
Hashtag Year of the Beard. Slat Shabbat. Thank you all, 7.4 of you for watching.
Oh, by the way, throw us a bone. Hit the like, hit the share. Tickle with your pinky finger the
Careful, this is an all ages show.
tickle with your pinky finger the subscribe button.
Oh, never mind.
See you next time.
Adios.